video on something I just want to have a quick play around with as part of a bigger project for the future. So I want to make a bit of a soup stroke stew because it's done on top of the stove. Casseroles done in the oven. There we go. So it's going to be this is a piece of cooking bacon. It's about 150 grams, I think. Was it 150 grams? Yeah, I think 150 grams. Yeah, about 150 grams. And then there is 500 grams of water. So we're going to poach this cooking bacon. It's alright as this cooking bacon. It's just the ends of larger bacon pieces that they can't get nice slices out of. So they just repackage it up as cooking bacon. So it's not necessarily cheap bacon. Potentially it could be a really good quality bacon, but they just can't get a good slice of it. So we're going to poach it, cook it, and then that will take out some of the saltiness and also make it really kind of tender, because it's not like, it's a bit sinewy, you know. So and it's quite a big chunk. So to not cook that, to poach it in some liquid, it probably would. If you were just to cook that, fry it, it might be a little bit tough. So we're going to poach it, and then we're going to use that liquid to make the soupy stew. And then we're going to put in some onion, and we'll put in some carrots. We might put in some cheap peas if I've got some. I don't think I have. We might put in some peas. And if it's not too salty, if the bacon doesn't make the liquid too salty, we'll put in some chicken stock cubes as well. And we might poach an egg in there as well. That might be kind of quite nice, but we'll see. So poach that. Well, bring the water up to the boil. Put a lid on it. Bring it up to the boil, slow simmer for half an hour, something like that, until it's nice and tender. And then we'll add the carrots and the onion. We might just grate them actually instead of chopping them, because I kind of think it's a, if you're making anything on mass, to chop it all, it's a bit of a pain. So I think we'll have a go at grating and see if that works, and then that'll make his life just that little bit easier. And I think that's it. And if we had some herbs, we'll put some herbs in, but it's the wrong time of year for herbs. So pretty straightforward what we're doing. Oh yeah, and these are the wonky carrots from the supermarket. So they're not that much cheaper actually. I think they should be actually cheaper than they're actually selling them at. Although probably a lot of the cost in that is probably the transportation and the and what we call it, and everything kind of else. Although it would be, if they weren't selling those as wonky ones and the ones that are imperfect, they'd be throwing those away. So it's kind of waste. But does them using the wonky carrots bring down the price of the other carrots, like the better, bigger quality, unbruised carrots? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about supermarkets. But anyway, what we're doing, easy peasy. That big bit of bacon is tender, so let's. That lid's hot. So we need to shred that. So we can pull that out, and then we've got about 200 grams worth of carrot and 200 grams worth of onion, which is probably too much for that amount of liquid, but we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. I've grated it as well, so I've just used that setting on the grater, so it's minced it more than anything. So the way you chop, and graters tend to not slice things as such, but kind of mince them, kind of smash them to bits. A little bit more. So when you do things like that, it kind of changes the flavour of things, the way you kind of chop things. So matchsticks would have been preferable. We're going to need some more liquid in that. We're going to need some more liquid. So let's put in another 250 milliliters. I've got some boiling water, and then we'll give it a taste. That's about another 250 milliliters, so that looks better. That looks better. Probably could have got away with using 100 grams of each and not putting that water in, but that'll make it go further. And then we just need to pull that bit of fat off. I'll eat that Now, that's delicious. And then we'll just shrunk that up a little bit. Using the lid so we don't... I'm trying to cut down the amount of washing up I make. I just seem to be washing up a lot. And the washing up liquid's doing something to my hands. I think they've put something in washing up liquid, or they've taken it out, and it's making my hands really dry. And I was thinking about getting a barrier cream, but as I'm always washing my hands in the sink, it's just going to wash a barrier sink away. So barrier cream away. So that's about that. So that's not going to take too much cooking. So we can put that back in all over the cooker. That's why you don't use a lid. And I think we're going to need some peas in there for a bit of colour. So move that around, and then we'll see if we need a stock cube. Some herbs would have been great, but wrong time of year. Wrong time of year. So I'll give it a taste. It tastes a little bit of raw carrot and onion at the moment, so it'll change as things taste differently as they cook as well. Yeah, let's stick in a stock cube. So we could have, this stock cube will be for this amount of liquid really, so we could have got away with 100 grams worth of carrot and onion, and that probably would have been around the right amount of liquid for that amount of vegetables. But that looks alright, isn't it? And some noodles in there would be lovely as well. Not some bits of spaghetti, or a poached egg. We might put a poached egg in. So I'm reluctant to put all that chicken stock in. Very difficult to, once you've added something, to kind of take it away. It's always just easier, just put a little bit more in. But you just need to cook everything, so give that a taste. So the chicken stock cube we're using as a seasoning. So naturally kind of quite salty. Yeah, we'll put all that in. There's going to be 3 portions in there. So we'll put that in. And we're going to put some peas in as well, so that'll help with the flavour of the... It might be a little bit too salty at the moment, but we're going to add some peas which will stop it from being too salty. And we're going to put an egg in as well. And that'll just kind of soak up any kind of... That'll season the egg as well. So sometimes to make something a little bit overly seasoned before we add other things is a good idea, because the seasoning will correct as you add more ingredients to it. But that's something you learn over time. So we'll let that just simmer for 5 minutes, just to make sure the vegetables are nice and soft, and then we'll put some peas in and an egg. Right, so this is 5 minutes. That's lovely, is that? That's lovely. So let's add 100 grams of peas. I haven't got any wonky ones, so these are just some petit pois that we've got as a backup. So that looks like a lot, and then we've got a nice bit of colour. And then I've got a fresh egg. I bought them the other day, so they should be really fresh. Let's do the Nigella trick, where we get rid of the excess whites by cracking it through a sieve, and then we'll poach it. But I reckon there's 3 good portions there, and if you put 3 eggs in and everybody gets an egg, I think that would be lovely. So put into there, and then these are just, oh, nothing's coming through. See, that's something else that doesn't work. Oh no, we're getting a little bit of liquid coming through. Perhaps we need a bigger sieve. Let's use a bigger sieve. I did something. I tried another experiment out that was something I saw, and it was like, that didn't work out. Oh, a little bit's coming through. I'm going to put it in there. So this is just to get rid of that. If the eggs aren't particularly fresh, if you put them through a sieve, it just gets rid of that excess bit of white, but I don't want to do it. And then we just roll into there. So I'm only going to do one, but you'd do three. You'd do another one there, another one there, and then it's just a case of low temperature, and the heat of the soup and the stock will cook that egg in about 3 minutes, something like that. So just a lid on, just to keep the heat in, and then that'll be ready, and it'll be lovely. Right, let's have a look at this. I need a spoon. I need a slot spoon. I did have it. Oh, there we go. So, I'm not going to crack the egg. I'm going to leave that for the picture. But if you want to know, it's just a case of testing the egg by just giving it a bit of a poke like that, and it still feels soft. It's soft on the inside. So, I was thinking as well, this would be nice if we did it with a gammon joint. And then kept the vegetables big and cooked them all around it. That would be lovely. So, vegetables. Egg on top. And then create some more washing it up. And just putting a little bit of that around it. There we go. That's going to be lovely. I'll crack the egg. Hopefully it's ready. And then I'll take a picture. Right, so there we go. It is soft in the centre, so we'll give it a taste. But yeah, if I ever come across some big gammon steaks and joints in one of those cooking bacon packs, I'll get them, and we'll do a dinner version. So this is like soup, like stew, but we'll do like a proper meal version, like a one pot type of thing. That's lovely. That's lovely, that. That's lovely, and that's really cheap. So, that's success.